in attendance for Top 500 Innovators program. And the baseline topic we assigned is United States and Poland collaboration. But very specific topic that we discovered in the meantime, in the course of the project itself, is why pierogi are better than nothing. So one of the most amazing things we encountered in the project is actually the team itself. It's like 400 kilograms of pure modesty. Pure modesty. 900 pounds, if you like. And the very important fact is we were honest enough to ourselves to admit that we had totally no clue about what to do in the project, how to dig in, and what's going around, basically.
We have the blank mind.
Definitely. Yeah, something like that. We learned a lot at the program itself. We gained a lot of tools, and we came across our approach. We designed that, we learned that everything is about networking, right? Meeting other people, learning what they have to say. So we try to employ the networking approach in order to...
But you say networking? There's other different the subject of this.
Yeah, obviously we will come to the subject, but Martin, networking was a tool for us to meet other people and to learn what they have to say. Basically, the people who are somehow involved in Polish and American collaboration, because this is our first time we are collaborating with the United States, so we had to use somebody's experience.
But what does it mean, collaboration?
Yeah. So
what is it?
Wikipedia says goal. It's collaboration is working with each other to do a task and to achieve shared goal, which is a very important thing. And but this is just a definition. A lot of other questions rise, like why to collaborate, with whom shall we collaborate for whose benefit, and as well in what framework.
Yeah, but I am the scientist.
I know.
I would like to do some of the experiments.
Even rocket
science. Collaboration based on the knowledge. So maybe we do some of the experiments. What is the first things when you think Poland? Peter, what is your first thing when you think Poland?
Pierogi!
Interesting! But we do this experiment with several Americans, and we show short movie about that.
We are going to ask a very simple question. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think Poland? Let's check it out.
Pierogi.
Think cold.
Cold. World War II? Think concentration camps. Here?
Germany and people.
I don't know.
Warsaw, Krakow. Pierogi.
Maciek.
Tremendous ally. Poland. Beautiful scenery. Warsaw. I don't know anything about Poland.
Same here. I don't know anything about Poland. I don't have any idea.
I have no idea. I never been there.
I have no idea. Only know it's in Europe. Like a better thing. Better social systems. In World War II, honest blondes, brunettes, cold weather. World War II, sausages, cold weather, blondes.
Between Germany and Russia, an unlucky place. There's twin brothers there, liars and criminals.
We're really good at working. Solidarity, with famous politician there got killed in some airplane crash. I was Poland.
The European teacher before country, Hitler invading Poland.
The Polish girls are ridiculously hot.
World War II. Polish sausages. There are a lot of jokes about Polish people.
Sausage. Pope John Paul II.
Okay.
Just the beginning.
This is nothing happy here. Why? That World War II? Cold weather? Concentration camp? Who want to go to Poland to look on the concentration on the vacation? On the vacation? But Sure, we have the girls. Liquid. But still, there's no clear message. The Poland is like the place where there's nothing interesting.
Excuse me, Martin. Just let me put that thing into the box and shelve it for perhaps future answer. It's not so bad, As I've told you, we had a lot of networking around and meeting with other people. This is one of the interesting examples we came across. It's Professor Mirosław Miller. He's from EIT Plus, which is an institute, quite nice institute in Wrocław. This gentleman has a great international exposure to the work they do. And he's right now currently involved in building startups, biomedical startups all over Poland, and bringing them to American market. And he has some very interesting insight into what's happening. First thing, he came across the fact that actually Poland is known on the industrial side, in the industry among the world, from its IT.
So this is not the desert?
No, there are companies that are really working on a global market. They are acquiring other companies. They are building the portfolio of technologies all around the world, and they are active. One thing that he finds problematic is the fact that even if the Poles are talking each other, one from abroad and one from inside Poland, they don't have common language. It changes when you go to the United States for 30 years. We have a different language. We don't understand each other.
So they doesn't know what is the profit?
Well, perhaps profit is a simple word, but like return on investment is a notion that might be not accessible, for a scientist or a businessman in Poland, and he finds this problematic in his course. But
just it's simple to learn.
Yeah, and there are some bigger or smaller institutions that help Polish companies, become present on a global scale. And this is a very nice example of such institution. This is a Silicon Valley Acceleration Center. It's a part of the Polish embassy, which has a trading outpost in Los Angeles, and they established their presence in Silicon Valley. The purpose of this institution, or let's say it's kind of a business model, to provide office space for the companies that would like to spend some time in Silicon Valley and check if they can find customers here, or they can find some technologies that might be interesting for them to move along with the business. They also do a lot of consulting and training, like the elevator pitch. You have to teach Polish companies how to do that, how to find money, how to find funding here in Silicon Valley in some special way.
Okay, it's interesting, but show me something other.
It's all about people. This gentleman, which works in the Silicon Valley Accelerator Center, is Tomasz Kołodziejak. You might have met him on a boat, on the cruise we had on a bay. He's a lecturer at San Jose State University, and he's also an expert of Polish Embassy Trade Investment Section. This is a very young guy, but very energetic. And his presence here in the Silicon Valley is very well established. It's a kind of a focal point for the if you would like to connect with the business here in Silicon Valley. Actually, this is having an accelerator in Silicon Valley is not a new idea. Like a lot of European countries has already done it. It's like Poland has to catch up with the running front of the game.
Okay, but this is institutional. We spend this money for this. Show me some real business.
So we checked how they are actually performing, and they started their operations in February, so it's not even 1 year. And we find out that there are like 6 companies only in their portfolio of
not
successes. A lot. Yeah, not a lot. And I just wanted to complain, like Poles do, it's only 6 companies. But look what I came across yesterday. It was just yesterday. Actually, one of our colleagues from Warsaw University of Technology.
Poland had the project on the Kickstarter?
Yes, they started a company.
Amazing!
Warsaw, and I think that one of the guys has also been on Top 500 Innovators program. And they knew, to whom to speak, to whom with whom connect. and they just bring part of their company, a branch, here in San Francisco. And they started a Kickstarter project like 1 week ago, pledging 100,000. After 1 week, it's already 150,000. The project is about device that does some strange things to your brain, and finally you need like 2 hours a day to sleep.
Yes,
So, I don't know what is the survival rate of users.
I understood that people want to sleep, people want to pay for it.
Yes, and
so this is real business.
Yeah, they are paying like hell. We'll see what about lawsuits later on.
Yeah, but okay, but this is small project, this is startup. Can somebody show me example something bigger, maybe something better?
Look here. Here we have 2 companies, one from Poland, one from the Silicon Valley. So Picaro is a very well-known company that produces state-of-the-art spectrometers. And what's interesting, buys its detectors in Poland.
Because this is cheap?
No, because this is unique technology that can be employed to those detectors.
So that means this is high-tech.
Indeed.
We have high-tech technology in Poland, not cheap, but the high-tech technology in Poland. Great!
On the other hand, you have Vigo. Vigo is a small company which is based near Warsaw, and it produces state-of-the-art detectors. And it sells detectors to the United States mostly. So
okay.
You see them matching between them.
Yeah, you know, it becomes very obvious. As I said in the beginning, when you have a shared goal, in this situation, the shared goal is somebody needs other product, and this product is state-of-the-art. It's manufactured in Poland, and you cannot buy it anywhere else. You know, even NASA buys it. Like those infrared detectors, they are on Mars rovers. So this situation doesn't need any institutional support. It just happens. You know, because there's a product, there's a mutual need to cooperate.
Okay, but you talk me about big projects. You talk me about the institutional money, but there is simple way, maybe cheaper way for just us.
Well, I can tell you that there are some other examples, like this very nice gentleman, Andrzej Strójwąs.
So this is academic?
Yes, this is a professor. He emigrated to America like 30 years ago or so. And he's a professor at Carnegie Mellon University. He's very well recognized in the semiconductor industry, and he cooperates really with the whole world. If there is a semiconductor device manufacturer, they know him, definitely. But you know, this is a kind of a very nice example of T-shaped professional we discussed yesterday, because he's a chief technologist in the PDF Solutions company. And they do the consulting. They provide also some tools. And you know, he's Polish. He's American citizen, but he's Polish, and he greatly cooperates with the Polish scientific community to the really great extent. He's like 6 or 7 times a year in Poland, meeting his older colleagues. And as perhaps some of you know, we are now building CESAMAT. It's the Institute for Advanced Material Science in Poland. And he's going to be head of the scientific board, and his idea is to get, well, first set some distinct targets or fields where the institute will operate, like not 50 fields, just 3, which are not covered by other institutes, global institutes. And he's going to bring all his network of companies working globally in semiconductor industry to do research on those fields in Poland. So this is a really great idea.
Okay, Rafał, but maybe this part of this group show other people. You have a lot of examples. Show these people new example.
Very interesting person we also met, which is perhaps not very well connected to the scientific community. But this lady, Ms. Wanda Łopuch, which is a very successful entrepreneur from the East Coast, American East Coast, she's rather trying to find other ways of promoting Poland, not only by business or by scientific communities. Although she's an entrepreneur and she also entered Polish market, so she knows the reality behind America and behind Poland. She knows a a lot of young Polish people, and she's really amazed, not about how country changed, but how people change as well in Poland. And she sees young Poles as very open-minded, very well educated. They are able to communicate with others, and she wanted to show this to others. So she used her contacts to gather journalists from New York Times, from San Francisco Chronicle, from different newspapers that have some significant impact, and she took them to Poland on a road trip around universities, around communities, around cultural places.
The white bear
no,
on the
no
street?
No white bear and no snow because it was a summer. But not because that.
Brown bear?
No. But they found the country like a vibrant, living with the people which are curious, which are, which want to have impact in the world. And she emphasized that PR is very important, and Poland is lacking a lot of PR, and we have no clear message which should be there.
Okay, somebody read this newspaper?
Yes, I guess that Americans read newspapers if there are journalists that write those newspapers. But let me tell you that things are really working if they are placed well. Like there's a right message put on a right target in the right way. What do you think about Poland?
Oh, fabulous! What do I think about Poland when you say Poland?
Yeah.
You're Polish. If you say Polish, I'll say dziękuję.
Very good.
I love Poland. I've been to Poland, I've been to Warsaw and to Krakow. I'm native Spanish, so I think it's Spanish. So, I love it. I adore the Polish people. I think they're absolutely fantastic. I think that, unfortunately, some people do not have, because of World War II, some people, and precisely the country that suffered the most was Poland. Because of that, some people want to have the wrong impression about it. It's an amazing country. I've been there, and I know many people who are Polish. And if you know the history, it's an amazing history of people that are remarkably strong with the borders just changed through war to war.
That's great. But if you think about current terms, like the current ideas, current people, current brands that are entering global market, does anything come to mind?
Technology.
Voila!
Technology.
Really? What is technology?
Yeah.
In what terms?
I think there's a lot of export in technology, and they're doing a very good job here promoting it within the area. The Polish Council is doing a very good job. Please delete that from this part of the
Okay, so you know about the US-Polish Trade Council and so on?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's great! Great!
So you see, she knew about the USPTC, so she knew that Poland is very interested in spreading this technology, in spreading companies, in spreading ideas. So this is a living proof that if the right message is put in the right way, in the right place, it's just a seed that will grow. Maybe you want to say something, Krzysztof?
How much did it cost?
Believe me, we were as surprised as you were.
That is a simple, cheaper solution?
The point is that we shouldn't wait for the institutions like the ministry or embassy to do things for us. As I told you, it's all about people, right? It's all about using your network. And there are 60 million Poles in the world, 30 of them outside, 20 of them outside Poland. So there are really plenty of people to network with. And this is an example that networking is not only efficient, but also very pleasant. As we took one of the entrepreneurs of Polish origin from Bay for a meeting, and he suggested that this might be a sailing over the San Francisco Bay. And this is a result, like a very nice day spent on water, where 30 kilometers were sailed, 2 business relations established, one with Marcin and the other with the husband of Anya, our colleague. And finally, one business contract will be signed. You see, it's not very, very hard. It's
Just like that.
And actually very pleasant. Okay, so that's just go.
So maybe summarize it. this presentation?
Yeah, out of those examples, which we had a bit more, but we decided to show you the most interesting ones, we have 3 points which are very important. So creating collaboration, it doesn't really matter if it is Poland and America, but we focused on Poland and America, doesn't really need a lot of support from the institutions. It's just us, people meeting other people and establishing more or less intimate relations. The other important point is that we have to have, as we showed, goals shared. So there must be a common need to actually work together on something and be together. And being together, that's the first point. Collaboration needs trust and needs understanding. In order to have trust and understanding, there must be knowledge about who we are and what are our values. This is the message which we are not sending, or we are sending in the wrong way. So those are the 3 most important, let's say, finding outs from our project. But
do you trust him?
Yes, I do.
Do you trust him? Yes, I do. Okay.
We decided to also prepare, as you are a very nice audience, a very short takeaway from our project for you. So if you just need to remember one thing from what we prepared, is that it doesn't really matter, if you build a message, if you use facts, like these facts from PricewaterhouseCoopers, that Poland is the best country to invest and to cooperate.
Impossible.
Better than Central European countries, better than other emerging markets, or Southern Europe even. Or if you use emotions, like pierogi, which are a great anchor, because it's already a positive connotation for people. The message has to be positive, and it has to be clear, concise, and coherent. That's the most important thing. There has to be a common national message we are sending out to the world. We will finish just in a while. So, just to thank you for your attention, we just have one gift.
Yeah, okay, so our message is that we are from the cow.
Are you really from Cal?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Now, for questions.
So, what should that message be?
Yeah.
You have just a one-liner.
Oh, that would be it's a simple question, but the answer is very hard. And well, for me, the message is that we are, let's say, a country which builds a great IT industry. But really, currently, I cannot tell you what is the right message, because this has to be, agreed on national level. There are 40 million Poles inside Poland. It will be definitely very hard, because with 30 million Poles who have like 70 ideas of what to do, so 70 million ideas, So it will be definitely hard, but we have to somehow come over our limitations and form this message.
There's the same moment wherever you have 2 poles in 2 opinions.
I was going to say, I think the sort of strategic selection, as in what, determining what you aren't or what you don't do, is really important. Because that will help you clarify the message, and I realize that's challenging, because there's a lot you can do, but you guys want to be complex, and no one really wants to agree. But the branding message has to be simple and clear, and if there are 2 words that stand out, it's, extremely competent, very hardworking, right? So you could really be high up the value chain in terms of, work product versus, I think what you were talking about earlier is, low cost, high commoditized labor, which really doesn't do justice.
Yeah, it's not accurate.
Yeah.
And actually, Peter let us realize that when you spoke about this commercial in the London airport, I guess, that Eastern Poland was advertising itself as a great place to invest. Why Eastern Poland? Why whole Poland? Right? This is due to the fact that the European funds are divided for regions, right? And the poorer regions have easier access to funding. So this is actually something which is not consistent with what should be our policy in this.
So have you guys seen this? There's this video, I think that it was made for 2010 Shanghai Expo, and there's a video promoting Poland. It's a cartoon video, and it essentially elevates, I mean it's a little bit too long, it's about 7 minutes long, but it essentially elevates two facts. One is that every second Polish person goes to the university, and the second is that every 10th European student is Polish student.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. I think yes.
And it's the union of 25 countries, so it's remarkably higher than the average.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions or comments you'd like to share with us?
I loved it. It was upbeat, it was positive, there was a happy message, it was consistently upbeat. I love the point counterpoint, it was beautifully done. What you did was to articulate sort of this alter ego effect. You articulate to try to find holes in the argument, and of course you prepared that beautifully. But in fact, by anticipating what the anti-arguments would be, you achieve the sale. There's an old saying when you teach someone how to sell, sales is the process of overcoming the objections of the buyer, because buyers will always have objections. And so what you did in pantomime, if that's the right word, by acting out the objections of the customer, you one by one overcome the objections of the customer, which by definition is a sale. When the customer has no more objections, you have actually completed the sale. So what you did was to act out a sale, a pitch, a sales process. I thought it was beautiful.
We even didn't know that.
That's what you did. Yeah, beautifully done.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, nothing to add except I think also the use of humor, and especially humor that's a little self-referential, in the right dose can be enormously winning. So you're talking about this, what should we think about Poland? Well, after watching this presentation, everything I think about Poland is great.
Yes, it's all positive. And again, to be relentlessly positive, to acknowledge but overcome the objections is flawless salesmanship. So you acknowledge and then overcome the objections. Perfectly done. Relentlessly positive, relentlessly upbeat.
No, that's the outcome. That's the result of being in America for 2 months.
Yeah. Beautifully done. I think we're done. Thank you.
Where's our next date?
Yeah. Number two.